bobbed around. Of course, the game is never over till the final whistle. Stransky with a restart. Morgan again goes high. Francois Pienaar positioned himself. Gavin can't gather. That's Timmy Gavin. Straight on Monvechny in the line-up. Morgan and McCall for Australia. Deep to Gavin. He took it well. Now that was South Africa's put in, and they don't want to lose too many of those. It was a real problem in the second test. Far Jones. Bowen. He's outside his 22. First work for Small. Well, he's going to have to run back at Smith now. That's a good grubber by James Small. A bounce favouring him. Well cleared up by the right winger. At the back for Australia, David Wilson. That's Damien Smith. Very aggressive left wing. Francois Pienaar looking for the loose ball. Not in straight. Referee Morrison just asking Francois Pienaar if he wants to scrum or a line out again. Well, you couldn't be even more evenly matched than that. Duprier, Stransky had positioned himself for the kick. The chase will come from Small. Heinrich Bulls is up there quickly too. Good catch by Roebuck. Those kicks, Gavin, just going a little bit too far.
Yeah, the intention quite right there in terms of putting it into an area where the big chasers can get there. James Small with a run in from the right wing there. But Marty Roebuck, that's one of his great strengths, his defensive qualities. He's not a big man, but very, very solid at the back. And of course, he's got the help of Campese and Smith, who are both themselves. Campese, of course, has played Test rugby at fullback for Australia, so they know their way about the last line of defence.
Little switch around now as McCall goes to the back of the line-out for Australia. Willie Schmidt getting a little bit of a hook on that. Played back there by Wilson. Small again. The chase will come from Damien Smith. This is Joubert. So both sides playing a little bit of aerial ping-pong, probing for position with those kicks, waiting for the vital mistakes. So important that the wings do get back and help. So important that the opposition, the kicking side, chases after the ball. Tap back. Could have been blown for the outside arm there. This is Smith. South Africans had to wait. Good tackle by Pienaar. So far, not too much second phase ball for South Africa, but Robert Duprier looks like he could be getting this one.
Well, a crushing tackle there from Francois Pienaar. He's got such a vital role to play in terms of getting quickly to the point of breakdown. For those of you that don't know, he's playing on the open side flank. In other words, he's on the wider side of the field every time he goes down into the scrum.
Good solid scrummage by the Springboks. Duprier's again positioned to kick, gets it to Small. Tambua goes quickly on to Small. Tambua, who had a great game in the second test. This is Stransky. Now looks for Pienaar. And it's a penalty to South Africa in the middle of the field, offside by Australia, and a chance for Joel Stransky to equalise.
Interesting there, Hugh, because last week some of the South Africans were not happy with the fact that the Australians were not blown up more often for offside play. They felt that they fringed those offside positions substantially, and of course here's an opportunity for Stransky now as well. And the other area, of course, is the lineouts where we didn't perform that well, but the South African players felt that there was a fair bit of barging in the lineouts without being crybabies after the event. That might well have impaired them, their efforts in the lineouts, outside of the fact that Uli Schmidt, by his own recognition, didn't throw the ball in as well as what he would have liked to. But a very important opportunity here for Stransky again. Probably roughly the same as Marty Roebuck's kick, just on the other side of the field.
Well, if any of you, by some incredible chance, have overslept, we're 9 minutes into the game and Australia leading by 3 points to 0. This vital for the Springboks. Keep your head down, follow through. He hasn't struck it that well. Is it going to have the distance? The flag stay down. Campese. And another huge punt by David Campese.
Well, that's a sign of a confident player from inside his goal area, and under a little bit of pressure as well, decides to punt it down. Lovely kick. He's a very good punter of the ball, and of course takes a lot of the penalty kicks to touch for Australia.
Now the South Africans using the four-man line-out. Wegner's at the back. The two front rankers there for the support. Again a mix-up. Now the charge coming through. Watch the Australian forwards get behind this far. Jones pops it up to Tambua. Good stopping by the Springboks. Campese. Again probing for ground. This has gone too far. Scott Bowen, who's up there with the chase very quickly. Once again, disappointing line-out work by the South Africans using the short line-out, but quite obviously Hannes Strydom didn't even go up for that ball. They've got to get it right very early. Stransky trying with the long one. This is Roebuck. He's got Smith on his outside. It's a good hoist by Roebuck. It's going to come out down just outside the 22. Strauss is there. The referee says play on. No advantage to either side. Dupree gets. And Robert Dupree had to bounce that inside the field of play and has gained very good ground for South Africa. Well, here we go again as the quick throw-in came with Timmy Horan on the run now. His kick has gone too far. Tian Strauss comes across with the cover. He gets it away to Yubert well. Horan was up there very quickly. Far Jones didn't realize that Bowen was behind him. Campese opens up and he runs away. This is Roebuck. Lovely running by Roebuck. Great tackle by Strauss. Far Jones yet again. Bowen. The Australians have got many numbers here. Campese. Morgan tries to get it on the inside. Well played by under Yubert. The tackle comes in from Horan and Wilson. It's very good though. Well, that was good play by the Australians. They had perhaps David Campese there held on a little bit too long.
Well, that was the core of their strength last week, was those wonderful driving mauls and then just the quick release and then playing the men on the outside. The Australians are not scared to play the ball wide. They've got two fabulous centres in Little and Horan, and that was the Campese run through there. The inside pass that came there from Garrick Morgan was well intercepted by Andre Joubert, just no room to move, but the referee's whistle already gone.
So advantage to Australia. South African scrum in a little bit of disarray. Charlie Swart got into an awkward position there. Keith Andrews always appears to have a bit of a smile on his face, but I can assure you he's very serious. Gavin holds at the back. Referee says play on. Well read there by Robert Dupree. Can he button the ball up? No, he's gone away now. Gavin is prominent, the Australian number 8. Now they get that rolling maul gain. It's very difficult to stop it now. Good counter shot by the Springboks. Going to and fro. Very difficult to stop because you've got to double around and get him behind the back feet of the men in that maul. And remember, you can't collapse it. And Tambua now the big weight has gone to ground, which is to South Africa's advantage. The referee saying that South Africa collapsed that. Well, I'm not too sure about that, Gavin.
Well, it's interesting that you mention that, Hugh, because there was an indication possibly that Keith Andrews was playing the ball on the ground there when that maul went down. And we'll try and pick it up as we go through. Tambua there onto Phil Kearns. Now you'll see Kearns go down on the drive, but there was, it looks like Tian Strauss at the bottom of that maul, and that was probably, you're right, what that maul was, where South Africa made the problem there.
Yes, that's one thing that South Africa can't do. We just said that they can't collapse that maul, and in fact it was good refereeing. Well, by Marty Roebuck's standards, this should be just about a formality. Very little wind to speak of. 21 degrees, so it's a beautiful day for rugby. A lot of experience in the Australian backline. This is Marty Roebuck's 20th Test match. And it's a very good kick by Marty Roebuck. And the Australians going into a lead that South Africa really don't and can't afford. They don't want to let Australia, because it's always a fight back. And so really in this Test series have South Africa been